Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where we are discussing climate change, abrupt climate change, um, the ever worsening climate situation, which doesn't seem like a situation to a lot of people, obviously. Uh, if you're just going about your daily life, if you're not experiencing any direct problems due to climate change, then, everything's hunky-dory. There are more pressing problems, and I understand that. I get it. But it's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate, fallout from the fact that the media tries to ignore this or push this away, or, just makes it less of a problem than it is. Right? They always this is always like and climate change, or it's the last story of the segment in the news segment, or it's something that's covered every couple of weeks, but mostly you get like politics, Trump, the regular stuff, and I see that echoed in social media. It's the news of the day. It's right now the big things on my timeline are R. Kelly, Santoya. These are things that are happening. And in climate change, every once in a while, a little peppering here of climate change. Oh, this is why this channel exists. Black Bear News is bringing you the news that should be on the front page, should be the lead story every single day, because this particular subject has to do with basically the destruction of the entire planet, the entire environment on the planet. And that means you and me and your children and your friends and your friends' children. But probably before all that, we're going to wipe out a lot of plants and animals along the way, because, animals, animals are subservient and secondary to the human population in a lot of people's minds, because, I don't know, God says so, or we're just human-centric at the core. It's all about us, and whatever the animals and the plants can do for us, that's great. Thanks very much. Appreciate you. Anyways, there's a lot to cover. I'm trying to make these videos, I don't know. I want to make more short videos. That's actually my desire. So, but I'm going to end up making just like one video and kind of try and keep it a little bit shorter. Not too ponderous and not too long. So yeah, yesterday regarding Big Bear Lake, thank you guys for cluing me into the fact that there was a comment right underneath the video that I posted about the fact that it was Baker's Pond, so it was a part of Big Bear Lake that dries up. Big Bear Lake itself is in trouble. It is about 20 feet below its normal average, which is a lot of feet. About 1/3 of, close to 1/3 of its average capacity. So, yeah. I'm going to read this comment from that video that I totally missed. This is not Big Bear Lake, it's Baker's Pond, a shallow meadow next to Big Bear Lake. Baker's Pond fills with water if it rains good, but it does not hold it long. Okay. I'm just listening, something that I saw on YouTube after a friend of mine said that they went to Big Bear Lake themselves with their own eyeballs, was, looking for water. As these people in this video are also looking for water. Um, Still very alarming. Lots of people are, there's lots of lakes in trouble, lots of bodies of water in trouble. We read about this all the time. I myself have witnessed firsthand whole lakes that used to be there that aren't there anymore, whole lakes that are about 5, 10, 20 feet below their regular water level. We read about this all the time. It is a problem, and it's going to make for big problems for a lot of people in the near future. So let's get into some news quickly. Where are we? Locally in Los Angeles, mudslides shut down Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu. So we've been having a lot of heavy rains lately. Of course, we had fires, it destroyed a bunch of stuff. So this is the pattern in Los Angeles, or actually all over California. Wildfires, wipe out huge areas, and then we get a bunch of rains, and then it's mudslide, mudslide city. This happened in Big Sur a couple years ago. And in Northern California, it's happening in Malibu now. I'm seeing the signs as I'm driving around, PCH closed from here to here. Sections of the Pacific Coast Highway in Los Angeles have been shut down due to mudslides and flooding over the weekend, the California Department of Transportation said. Parts of the state's iconic coastal highway will be closed until at least Monday as crews work to unearth a 40-foot wide debris flow. Slides occurred after heavy rain swept across stretches of Southern California on Saturday. The rains were especially dangerous after last year's Woolsey fire, a blaze that scarred nearly 100,000 acres, destroyed 1,600 structures, and killed 3 people in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Yeah, so it's been happening. We've been getting quite a bit of rain, which is good for some people, good in general. Hasn't caused too much problems beyond these mudslides. I will link this below. Y'all can check that out. So if you noticed, I've got some ads coming up on my videos. Sorry if that annoys you, just skip them. I monetized my channel, or remonetized it, just to, keep myself going and keep myself afloat, and keep this channel going. I really would like to spend many more hours a day doing this, and making more videos for y'all, and also engaging in some forms of activism, or just a deeper commitment to this channel and the ideals of this channel. As of right now, this is my time for activism. This is all the time I have in my life, because I'm just I'm to the wall with bills and things that need to be done. And I spend a lot of my hours of a day working when I'm not with my daughter or not playing music. Work is taking up all my time. So to keep this short, yeah, I'm monetizing this channel, and also it enables me to do super chats. So when I'm doing a live chat, there's a super chat, and allows the people viewing to make donations to the channel as the live chat is going on. So that's partly why I monetize the channel. I'm sorry if that annoys you. I try to do it as minimally as possible. Also, I heard on January 22nd that there's some kind of changes to YouTube about certain channels won't be searchable. I don't know who that affects, or what that affects, or what that's going to mean. I'm just passing on some news, something I heard from a bird. Moving on. I was talking yesterday about military budgets, and somebody linked a Wikipedia list of military expenditures by country. The United States at number 1 at $610 billion. The number 2 is China, 228. So we're, close to 3 times as much as what China is spending. Russia spends 66 billion, according to this chart. So 10 times we're spending what Russia is spending on defense. Because, of course, they're coming to get us. Saudi Arabia spends more than Russia. 69 billion. India, France, United Kingdom, Japan. So yeah, we spend more than, the other top, I don't know how many countries combined. Probably the other top 10, of the top 10 list, we probably spend more than all of them combined. Ridiculous amounts of money, amounts of money that can't be accounted for. I just heard today that something about Trump could actually, Trump has been talking about building a wall, just declaring a state of emergency and building a wall with, defense money. But what I heard today was that there's actually just like a slush fund of defense spending money, DOD budget money that is like unused, ranging in like, it's like $300 billion or something crazy like that. So there's just billions of dollars laying around, and yet there's people talking about, we can't afford Medicare for all. How are we going to pay for it? You pay for it the way you pay for the military. You print the money and you go, here you go. Here it is. You run a deficit, as you do with military spending. Like, we have the money. There's money there. We don't need to be spending this money on military. There's plenty of money for Medicare, for education for all, all the things that people need, housing for all, food for all. There's plenty. So just, dispel this lie that we can't afford these programs for people. Dispel it whenever you hear it. Call bullshit. Say poppycock, or whatever it is you like to say. Moving on to this article from Arctic News, January 7th. That is today. This is by Malcom Light. Global extinction within 18 to 34 months. Arctic News is always good for some really good dire predictions. And they're good for laying down the science for these dire predictions, which is why I like to keep an ear and an eye tuned to Arctic News. Humanity is facing the final Western corporate capitalist fossil fuel initiated catastrophic Arctic methane hydrate destabilization and Permian-style methane blowout firestorm that will culminate in 1 to 8 years. So here you go, 2020 to 2027. We will all be boiled alive like lobsters in a massively humid atmosphere and converted into stardust. Recent data from the Arctic confirm an exponential rise in the temperature anomaly of the Arctic stratospheric methane, which is now 65 degrees Celsius above the normal, while it was only 20 degrees Celsius above the normal 6 to 8 years ago. Okay. Using this data and the recent biomass 2017 estimates of the minimum Arctic ice shelf volume, it is now possible to estimate a timing of the Arctic Permian-style methane blowout firestorm more accurately, and the events are tabled below. Number 1, an Arctic blue oceanic event is possible in 2020 due to the fast rise in summer temperatures. And what about them winter temperatures? 2, the start of the Arctic Permian-style methane blowout event can begin as early as July 15th, 2020, at the end of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, if the mean yearly global warming potential of methane is used. 3, the major Arctic Permian-style methane blowout firestorm event, which will cause the release of some 50 gigatons of methane from the Arctic shelf and slope, Shakova, 2010. Remember Shakova. A 10 degrees centigrade rise in mean global atmospheric temperatures, causing a catastrophic Permian-style global extinction event. Well, yes, 10 degrees centigrade rise in mean global temperatures. Yeah, we can just all, I don't know where we're going to go. It's time to begin on the 4th of September, 2021, using an atmospheric methane global warming potential of 100. This is an end summer event for the Northern Hemisphere. 4, there's a 95% probability that the Arctic ice shelf will have zero volume by the 5th of September, 2022. Biomass, Zhang and Rothrock, okay, which is an end summer event and exactly 1 year after the catastrophic Permian-style global extinction event. This indicates a total 12-month delay in the atmospheric heat being transferred to the tropical ocean currents, e.g. the Gulf Stream, and then being conducted north to heat up the Svalbard current, which then destabilizes the shelf and slope, methane hydrates in the Arctic Ocean, releasing methane to the atmosphere. The Goddard Space Flight Center Arctic Shelf data, NASA 2012, indicate a 7-month delay in summer ocean heating and the release of methane from the Arctic shelf and slope. The Arctic ice shelf is being melted from below, so the ocean needs to be heated first by the methane in the tropical stratosphere, and this heat is then transferred by ocean current to the Arctic over at least 7 months. Ice also has a large latent heat of melting adding an additional several months to the delay time for the total Arctic ice shelf melt. What you need to do, the start date of the Permian-style global extinction event may be only 18 to 19 months away. This says that you must complete your bucket list of unfulfilled dreams before July to August 2020. A bucket list is a list of unfulfilled actions you need to complete before you die. Kick the bucket. Do not worry about dying, as it comes to all of us in the end. Only this time we will all be going together. The Earth will soon after lose all its oceans and become Venus-like. Empathy is organic evolution's key to group survival in an uncaring, inorganic universe. Enjoy yourselves and be excellent to each other in these last days and hours on the only remaining habitable planet in this solar system. This message above was posted by Malcom Light on January 7th, 2019. Pretty dire news. We've heard these types of predictions many, many times in the last few years. And you know, this is what could be coming to us in a couple of years. My own personal belief is that, that prediction that was just stated in that article is, 80 to 90% likely. I would like it to be less, but that's probably where we're headed. We have, in my mind, maybe 10 or 20% chance that we have more years, an extension, if you will, of maybe 5 to 10 more years to do with what we will, or to do good on this planet, or to do good with each other. I hope that we all do good on this planet and do good with each other. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. I will be linking all these articles below. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.